What's up, you guys? Welcome back for another video. I bought a 1969 Lotus Europa S2 last weekend. My friend Tom talked me into buying this car off of eBay. The link for the first video is in the description, so if you want more context to this car and the whole scenario here, go and check out that video first and then come back and watch this one. I'll see you guys over at Tom's house. Made it to Tom's garage. He lived a couple hours away. Definitely the biggest thing today is just to try to start this up, see how the motor runs, and go from there. So this Lotus hasn't been driven in about 15 years. 2007 was the last time it was registered to drive on the roads here in California. Previous owner said that it ran when he parked it, but you guys know how that goes. What's up, Tom?
Here to have fun, bring a car to life.
Let's see what happens. And you've been putting ATF down in the cylinders, right, for the last... You did a couple times during the week?
2 times, rotated the engine.
Sweet.
A couple of times, back and forth.
Thank God the engine turns freely. We didn't check that when we picked up the car. We talked about it before we got there.
I wanted to do it by pushing it, but because that rear wheel was locked up, it would have been even harder.
It's rolling a lot better than it was.
Yeah.
So that's good. I got a wheel cylinder. I got like a rebuild kit for the front calipers. Got some parts and stuff, but we're mainly just gonna try to start the engine up today and see if the thing runs, right? And kind of go from there. Filled the coolant reservoir. So we got the battery. Check the coolant level.
You found the water wetter? Yeah.
Yeah, I got water wetter.
Yeah, is the battery connected?
Not yet.
All right, go ahead and connect it. Hey, got a light.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, there's one right here. The other one's, that's, oh. Even though this is all aftermarket, it's cool the way he did it, huh?
Yeah.
I've been watching the videos on these now, and the original dash is all very cool, but heater fan, radiator fan, wow. He made it to, what the heck?
So you could turn the fan on.
Hazards, parking lights, headlights. It's clicking in here.
Driver's side's working.
Wow.
The driver's side and the back is working too.
Okay, so maybe a fuse is out or
Old wire or something.
volts comes on.
Yeah.
Let's try the dome light. Dome light. The light came on.
I think only those 3 are the dome lights.
That light works. That's awesome. It's like the coolest little light. Like, what the heck? Nobody has that in their car, dude. Ooh. Hey. Hey now. Look at that. I just don't want it to stick down. That's epic. What about the driver's stuck? It looks like. Oh man, the one you really want to work too. Should I try to crank?
Yeah, it's ready to try to crank.
That was the fuel pump?
I think that was the fuel pump, yeah.
Should I try to crank it or no?
Yeah, I just tried to crank it really quick.
Okay.
You want to disconnect the fuel pump? Just unwire it?
Oh, yeah.
We cranked it over. We can put the plugs back in it now and
It cranked.
yeah.
That's good.
Crank
All right.
It's the moment of truth. Does the Europa run? Let's see.
Wish us luck.
Here we go.
Ready?
Yeah.
It's alive.
It's alive! Yes, that is awesome. It runs. Yes, dude. All right, Tom. Well, I'll let you choose any cars I buy from here on out. Oh, that's so awesome.
We could try gasoline next, pouring it down in the carburetor.
Yeah. Yep. Now on gas. Let's go. Let's see what she does.
Stop more water.
Give it a little gas, maybe. Boy, a lot of water coming out of the exhaust. Yeah, there's an exhaust leak for sure. It's actually coming straight down out of the...
Yeah, we just gotta blow that out. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way that water could be getting in from the water pump into the engine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only way it does that though is if you got a crack, isn't it?
Yeah, but we would have seen it in the oil. If there was a head, like the head gasket had a leak, it typically wouldn't go straight into the exhaust. You know what I mean?
Water coming out of the exhaust here. Look, the amount of water that's coming out of it, we're trying to figure out whether or not there was water sitting here or if there's, you know, water getting down in the motor. That doesn't look like there's water in it.
Spark plugs look a little wet, but it could have been the fuel we poured down into the carburetor.
But you did.
I didn't want to run it too long if it was water, you know, if it is a blown head gasket.
Yeah.
We didn't run it long enough to get white smoke. Pull the plugs again and try cranking the engine over again and see if there's water in the cylinders.
Cause it spits out what it spit out?
Yeah. Because yeah, either there's water in the exhaust pipe, like old water that's been sitting in there for years, or somehow water's getting into the exhaust system. The only way water could get in the exhaust system is like if a head gasket was blown, but usually it goes into the oil.
Well, that was a lot of water dripping.
But yeah, let's pull the plugs. We'll pull the plugs and then we can crank the engine over again.
Okay. I definitely didn't see water sprayed out, that's for sure.
Maybe we can take a good look in the cylinders and see if the pistons look wet.
It does look wet, doesn't it? Definitely wet. Darn.
Looks like carbon.
Well, that piston's just really far up too. The walls look good on 2 and 3.
Pistons are going to have carbon on them. And I mean, that's a sign that the head gasket never wasn't blown too.
That there's carbon? How do we redo what we just did? That was a really good moment. We kind of missed it on camera. In fact, let me just even make sure we're on camera right now.
So we're trying to figure out if that's water we're seeing in the cylinders. That's why.
So when we ran,
that's why I wanted to do the top dead center.
Yeah.
And check the compression.
Pulled the plugs. We expected maybe to see a little bit of water coming out of the cylinders.
Right, because it looked like there was
firing.
enough water in the exhaust to where, if it really was a bad head gasket, that much water we would have seen cranking the motor over with the plugs out.
And no water came out, which is a good sign. But when we ran the camera down in there, it looked like a little bit of moisture. But what we're hoping is that the little bit of moisture that's down in there and that's on the plugs is ATF and not water.
Right, because by now with these plugs being out for as long as they were...
Yeah, they've been sitting in the sun for what?
They would have dried out.
40 minutes or an hour.
Yeah. And
so
they're not dry. So
yeah, because when we pulled the plugs, it was like, oh crap. We're just trying to eliminate the potential of, you know, this having a blown head gasket.
Yeah, and make sure we don't bend a rod running the engine.
Do damage, yeah. Because we really haven't let the motor run at all. We haven't even put a tiny bit of gas in it. Just poured a little bit after this initial starter fluid that we used. So
yeah, just enough to get it to crank over.
All right, cool. Yeah. Well, maybe we just clean these really quick, fire it again. Hopefully, we don't have any more
waterworks.
No more waterworks.
All right. octane if you want to use it.
No, that's okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Moved out pretty nicely.
She's running pretty good there.
Wow, it's coming out of here.
There you go. Dude,
I think there was just water in the header.
that thing sounds good, huh?
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That rocks, dude. That's awesome.
I was a little nervous at first when all that water shot out of the pipe.
That wasn't good. That was not my favorite moment. That's a lot of water.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
And then we pulled the plugs and they're wet. And then we ran the camera down there and it looked wet.
I mean, it was obviously running smooth, so. And it's not clean, so if it was clean, then it would be water. We would, and we would have seen a bunch of steam come out the exhaust pipe. Because when you have a bad head gasket, it'll turn the water into steam, and you'll just get a bunch of white smoke out the back of the car.
True. But that ATF, even just running just a little bit, wouldn't that ATF have already burned off? But that's kind of...
For as much as we ran it.
Not really, huh? That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm gonna check one more plug just to see.
So, I think it's good.
Think we got a good motor?
I think it's a good motor. It's a runner. Woo. Just need brakes.
Woo! And
Are we pulling the brakes apart now?
a good radiator system. Yeah, dude, you didn't know? We're doing the entire brake system right now, dude. Go get your coveralls. Quit playing around with me. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
We got a runner.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, man.
No problem.
That's awesome. That's a relief. That's really cool. All right, well that's it for this week's video. I cannot believe it. What a cool car. Again, a special thanks to my friend Tom who talked me into buying this thing. I'm so excited just to drive this. So I'm gonna go through the brakes and do a few things in the coming weeks. Hopefully you guys are gonna see a video of my first, driving the car, my impressions and all of that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. To support this channel, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you guys next week.